Hi everyone, and welcome to Extinct Field Guide. It's me, Joseph. First of all, happy Earth Day everybody! And second of all, in today's video, I will be going over the stretch goals that were unlocked for the Book of Extinction Kickstarter by Scintilla Studio, I apologize if I mispronounced that, and Mage Hand Press, as their Kickstarter, I believe, ended yesterday. So today I'll just be going over the stretch goals that were unlocked, basically since the last video I did, though I will briefly mention the ones that had already been unlocked at that point. So without any further ado, let's roll the intro and let's get started. So here we are on the Book of Extinction Kickstarter to go over the stretch goals that were unlocked. So first of all, we have adventure hooks, which is helpful. There's 50 of them to help make a campaign, which I think is a good idea for people to have access to. Next, we have extinction scenarios, and this is a very cool chapter idea. I've had an idea for something similar before, admittedly, but basically just going over like what happens when things go extinct in your D&D setting is a really, really cool idea, because what's in the DMG is a paragraph, and it talks about other things as well, I believe, so it's not very informative. So an entire chapter dedicated to it is really, really cool, and I'm really looking forward to reading it when eventually it comes out. Then we have the Tarpon, which is a cool wild horse. I'm very biased towards it because it has a magic card, but I'm glad it's in the book regardless. Then we have a glossary and index with just a bunch of like biology terms. Now, this isn't as relevant to me in most cases probably because I probably already know the terms, but just having access to a glossary with these terms is still a very cool and probably important idea for people who need it. So I'm glad it's in the book. Then we have the Eastern Cougar. This is a very recent extinction if I remember correctly, and so it's cool that it's also in the book. Then there is compatibility with an older book they've done. I don't personally have this book, but having the cross compatibility with it is a cool idea, I will say. Then we have a study guide to extinction to make a printable study guide packet for worksheets, required reading, and guided exercises for extinction. This isn't really relevant to me necessarily per se, but this is a really cool thing, I will say, that people will have access to learn about extinctions, which I think is a really cool idea. Then there's the Falkland Islands fox, or the Wara. This is a very cool animal, I will say. I was kind of surprised this wasn't in the book initially and was a stretch goal instead, but at least it's in the book, so I'll be able to use it in my D&D campaigns when the book comes out, so that's cool. Then the Malagasy hippopotamus, as well as the cryptid that inspired right there on the page, the Kilopilo opitsofi. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Again, it's a cool animal, so I'm looking forward to being able to use it. I think there is a hippo stat block already in D&D, but I'm interested to see where this one is different from that one. Then we have the pink-headed duck, and I don't really know much about this animal. It looks cool, so I'm looking forward to see what they do with it. Then the Booble Heartbeast. This is an animal I did know a little bit about from various things in the past, so I think it's cool to see in the book. I don't really have any other thoughts about it other than that. Then the Gigantopithecus, just a cool big ape. It's cool. I'm glad it's there. It's cool to use. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Then the Marsupial Lion, Thylacoleo carnifex. I think this is another cool addition. As I mentioned, it's doubling their marsupials as they already had the thylacine. So I think this is a cool addition. Again, not much else to say on these. Like, we'll get to some that I'm more excited to be in this book in a second. The Megalodon. They mentioned that this doesn't go with the theme of the book in general. I mean, it's extinct, but it wasn't like a human-caused extinction. However, it's a big shark was their logic, which honestly, fair enough. It'll be cool to potentially throw this at a high-level party, I assume, or maybe not use it. Maybe throw the monster that they use that's also, like, that's based on the Megalodon. Throw that at the party. That might be more interesting. Anyway, here is the one that I am most excited about. The Bramble Camelomus, the first mammalian extinction by modern climate change. As they say here, and I knew previously. This is a very important animal to have in the book, and I'm very, very, very glad that a stretch goal was unlocked to have it in the book. Then we have a new endling race, the Underfolk, little mole people. Very cool. I don't know if I'll use it, but it's cool to have more of the endlings because it's a very cool concept. Then we have the Rainbow Serpent, which I didn't even really know it existed. So cool. I think this will be a cool animal for the book. I didn't even know this existed, so I'm interested to see what they do with it. I think it's cool. Then the Northern White Rhinoceros, still technically alive, I believed, but due to the two animals that are left alive that are both female, they're not able to make any more of them, and so it's going to go extinct. We just don't know when, essentially, at this point. And so I think putting in the book preemptively is definitely the right call and brings more attention to animals like this, honestly. So I think putting it in the book, even though it's not technically extinct yet, is definitely the right call. And we have the terror bird, a 6-foot tall bird, as they say here, that was quite frankly terrifying. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. And then the last stretch goal is the American cave lion, just a big ol' lion that could be interesting to see. A dire lion. It could be an interesting thing, and I'm interested to see what they do with it. So yeah, those are the stretch goals that are unlocked for the Book of Extinction Kickstarter. So that concludes my overview of the unlocked stretch goals for the Book of Extinction Kickstarter. What did you think of the unlocked stretch goals? Let me know in the comments down below. And until next entry, have a great day, bye, and happy Earth Day once more.